What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're checking out the Bestech Bihai super slick design from knife designer Ostap Hel. You can pick this one up for $63, and it's available in 6 different colors, 10 different configurations in total, so tons of options there. I'll make sure to leave a link to it down in the description as always in case you're interested in picking one up or just learning more information about this knife. Now, standout feature for me on this one is this compact size. Only 5¼ inches in overall length. And of course, if it's 5¼ inches overall, that means it's going to be even smaller when you fold it. So in this closed position, our handle is only 3.14 inches long, and it weighs 1.8 ounces with those G10 scales. So ultra lightweight as well. Makes a perfect candidate for that 5th pocket carry or that coin pocket in your jeans. It's just ultra compact. The G10 also gives us a lot of options. So there's a bunch of different colors available, 6 in total. The other configurations, it's just the same colors with a different blade finish. Instead of the gray and satin, it has a stonewash blade finish. But with those G10, you get a lot of different options, but 2 of them, this white G10 that you see here as well as the jade G10, are great candidates for writ dyeing as well. So if they don't have a color you're looking for, you can always dye it yourself because both jade G10 and white G10 accept writ dye really, really well. And so I'm still considering whether I want to go that route. I really actually like the white G10. I think if it starts to get dirty, I may end up dyeing it, but for now I'm going to keep it as is. So with that, we have a 2.1 inch blade, but only 1.73 inches of cutting edge, and that's because of this really generous finger choil here. And that's a really nice feature on this knife because the handle is so small that it would be pretty cramped without it. And so I love knives like this where they have the finger choil but are otherwise ultra compact because they allow me to get a full 4-finger grip on what otherwise is an ultra compact knife. Now, I'd say the ergos on this are above average. My fingers are a little bit cramped because of the tight handle. My pinky is kind of falling off the end and landing right on this point here. So not perfect, but great for a knife this size. You're not going to be doing a ton of heavy duty cutting, so I don't think the ergos are going to get particularly uncomfortable while cutting with this because you're just going to be doing short, quick cuts. Not only that, but our blade is short enough where it's easy to swap over to that utility grip and get right behind the tip. Great Hawkbill shape on this, allows you to just get right into the tip without getting to the contents of your package. So Hawkbills are great little utility blades, and so perfect for getting into there, like I said, without cutting the contents of the package. Really great blade shape on this. That's probably my favorite thing about this. It just gives the overall look such a wicked look. Has this great thumb hole for deployment. We also have a front flipper, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Have a swedge on the back, flat grind on the blade. Comes with a nice edge right out of the box. Now, one downside to this, I think the jimping leaves a little bit to be desired. I think the placement is perfect. You can see we get plenty of jimping on the spine of that knife, but it's not really doing much to grab onto my finger. I can easily slide forward and backwards when I'm just kind of setting my thumb there with light pressure. You really have to push down a lot in order for that jimping to lock you into place. I wouldn't mind a little bit deeper jimping, but overall it's not horrible and the placement is really good on that. And so it has a liner lock, nice access to that, no jimping or anything on the liner lock, which I'm a big fan of. I don't like jimping on those locks. I think they kind of chew up my fingers a lot of the time. Does drop shut. The finger choil kind of keeps it from being a nail destroyer, and we have a ton of different deployment options. And so this is on ceramic ball bearing, so ultra smooth. We have the front flipper, which is a really good one for me. I've talked about it a lot on the channel. I'm not an expert at front flipping. In fact, some of them do give me trouble. This one is just natural and intuitive. It works really well for that thumb front flick, easy to flick it open. But not only that, I can reach around with my index finger and front flip it with my index finger, which is one that really gives me trouble on a lot more knives. A lot of the times I'm just not able to do the finger reach around front flick, and so that's super smooth on here as well. But if you're not a front flipper type of guy, you also have that thumb hole, which allows you for the middle finger flick as well as the thumb flick. And get the meat of my thumb in there. It's a little bit tighter on the thumb side, but still able to flick that open with ease, as you can see. Billboarding is pretty minimal as well. We have the branded pivot here, which is nice. I like the branding on the pivot over the blade, but otherwise our show side super sterile, nothing else on there. this is the finish with the gray and satin, so you can see the flats are gray. The swedge and our flat grind here have that satin finish. I think I probably would have preferred the stonewash version, but I got this one in a going gear, so can't complain. Came in the box, so didn't get to choose which configuration. I do love the white G10, so I lucked out in that regard. You also have the brass pivot ring there, which is a nice touch as well. And then on the back side, we have the Ostap Hel Design, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, and then tucked right up against the scale, 14C28N. So great budget steel, 14C28N. We're paying $63 for this one, so I think kind of right in that price range. Really fair pricing on this one, despite it being such a small knife. I'm pretty happy with the price point. We do have a right-hand tip-up pocket clip, and so unfortunately that's not reversible. Pretty solid pocket clip overall. It's not ultra deep carry though. The screws aren't flush and it is pretty stout, so it can be a little bit difficult to slide into the jeans, but it does hold on really nicely once it's in there, and I'm sure that's going to loosen up a little bit over time as well. Pretty solid pocket clip. Wish it was reversible though, but overall I think this is a super cool design. I love knives like this. I'm into these ultra compact knives. Hawkbill knives are great. We don't see enough of them. There's definitely not enough of them in my collection. So super happy with how this one turned out, and really big fan of Ostap Hel so far. I don't have a ton of his designs, but all of the ones I do have just really worked for me. I've really enjoyed them. So definitely looking forward to checking out more of his work. Let me know what you think of this one down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, joining the channel as a member, checking out some of my other videos. Always mention it, but it helps out the channel a ton. And I hope you have a great one. Take care.